Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. I hope you're having a phenomenal day so far, and welcome to this afternoon's Crusader Kings III game. This is our Wednesday Wednesday afternoon community PvE run, where the vast majority of us are based around the Spain and the Mediterranean. And then there's, well, who is based in, well, taking over the rest of the world. So without further ado, being as it appears that we have everyone here, I'm going to undeafen myself and we'll grab everyone into voice. So we have Russ, MJS, Laz, Fyzikz, Hobo, Angst, and that is everyone.
I made a mistake and told someone that I would do something.
Yeah, it's best not to tell people you're going to do stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise they actually expect you to do it.
Like, I told them that I was going to do it when I didn't have the means to do it, and so they made sure that I could. So now I have to.
How'd you sleep last night, Flanker?
Flanker slept?
Like a baby.
Ask me no questions, I shall tell you no lies.
Because I know when I went to work, you were still up playing Bellrite, and it was morning your time.
Yeah, I think the stream ended about 2.5 hours ago.
So I take it you like Bellrite?
It's okay. Like, I think that here's the thing. Survival games are rough at the best times to get people involved in. And I think that playing 2 hours of a survival game, particularly one that's not server hosted, is never a good option. Because everyone's going to be unhappy, right? Because you don't know when you're going to play it again. And there's lots of, every survival game I've played, someone has said, oh, well, the only reason you don't play this all the time is because it doesn't get good until the first 14 hours are up. So it's a lot of like playing quite a long session of Bellrite is because I'd been requested repeatedly to have a look at it. You guys voted for it. I thought I'd give it a go. And it's okay.
Yeah, but you played the hell out of it.
Yeah, but that again, like, if I'm being completely honest, it's more to do with giving it a proper go than because I think it is the next greatest game. If you put a gun to my head and asked me to play a game this week that I wanted to play, it would be Manlords all week. It's fine.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say Supermarket Sim. I'd say, oh, I can't.
Hey, I will be playing some more of that as well. But no, it's like a Supermarket Sim actually as well. Supermarket Sim is fine. It's a well-developed game. They're adding more and more stuff to it. But to be able to like try it out, you have to properly. You have to kind of get to level 100. We're at level 81, but I find it much harder to grind hours into that game and make it entertaining. But yeah, as survival games go, it was fine. Wasn't bad. I don't hate it. Could play some more hours in it. Don't love that there's no server hosting on release on a survival game.
In 2024?
Yeah. Because survival games are rough enough anyway to get people involved in. But then going, oh, no, but we both have to be online at exactly the same time. And if I'm not, then you can't use my save games. So, like, it's just a recipe for people not continuing with that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. The bow's all right. The combat's fine. It's like a light version of Mortal.
If I may,
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be mad to buy that game, given the developer's reputation for not finishing games.
Hey guys.
Hello there. I mean, to be fair, last Oasis came out 4 years ago?
And it's not been properly updated into, but it's still in early access, and now they've started another early access title that looks like it was in a shocking state at launch.
I wouldn't say it's in a shocking state, to be fair.
Yeah,
It
to be fair, I'm
works.
basing that just off like Fire's screenshot where nighttime wasn't even working properly, and the graphics being mid at best.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't build it in UE5. Well, I do. I reckon they probably started this 2-3 years ago. So, like, you don't stop and redo the engine halfway through.
Is it Unity then?
No, it's UE4 rather than UE5, I believe.
Oh, fair
So,
enough.
Laz, I fulfilled
Yep.
my end of the bargain.
You did?
It was a bargain.
Also,
For the murder. Yeah, it just procced for him, but it failed. So I'm attempting again.
I think also worth pointing out, Russ, that Last Oasis, not a game I've ever played. I'm not that into survival games, and I don't know all the history behind it. It had a big peak in month 2 after it was released of 33,000 continuous players. By month 3, July 2020, it dropped to 2,730 and has only ever had more than that once, twice, 3, 4 times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, but if you make an early access game, you finish the early access game.
Yeah, sure, but and again, I don't know any of the background to this, and I broadly agree with you. But just to play devil's advocate, if you've got a game that there is no player interest in, that you're down to 1,500 active players for months, not like just one bad month. If those players aren't going to give you any more money, and you can't get any more DLC out of it, or it's not developing the way that you would think, like, your choice is probably go bust or do something else. Like,
Maybe they should start making crap games then, because, they have a habit of doing this.
how many have they done before for Donkey Crew?
I don't know.
Because they've literally just got one other game they've ever released, which is Last Oasis.
Oh, right. I thought when I clicked, they had 4 games or something, and Ark and whatnot, and that was famous for being in early access forever, and then having DLC while it was still in early access.
It's the pub. I got the same thing, bud. It's
Oh,
because
wow.
Steam's thing on the publisher is crap. So
right.
when you click on the publisher, when you click on the developer, it brings up Snail Games USA, who are the publisher behind Ark Survival Evolved.
Fair enough.
But Ark
Pixar.
is made by Wildcard Studios.
Wait, is Ark still in early access?
No, that released a while ago.
I was a bit confused by that. Okay, then. Alright, that's what.
They're slowly releasing over this year and next year a remake, Ark Survival Ascended, and Ark 2 is probably going to be 2026.
I would also say I don't, again, just full disclosure, don't have all the information to hand, but Ark Survival Ascended, I have heard nothing but terrible things.
I'm very much enjoying it.
And it is
I
in
enjoyed
early
Ark Survival
access.
Ascended. I enjoyed ASA, so.
Yeah, it's not the game that people are complaining about necessarily. It's the financial shenanigans, and that it was going to be a full game, and then it wasn't. Then it was going to be a free update. Then it was. And again, I have no stake in this. Ark is fine, like any survival game for me.
Yeah.
But
I was one of those that were condemning them because they were trying to sell the game again and then sell the DLC passes again. And finally, they're actually selling it as just the remaster. All the DLC free now as they release.
for a point of comparison, I think Arc, not Price History, could not care less about that. I'm just trying to look through the. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So Arc Survival Ascended started off with a higher base, about 80 something, just under 100,000, and is still pulling in somewhere between 15 and 35,000. So I think, like I think if you're going to stop developing a game, you have to be upfront. But I would say that my team are working on a project right now that if it continued the way it was going, about a year ago, we would have canned the project, because like if you're losing money and the customer doesn't want to pay you more, then it is what it is, right? It's not a charity, and that's in like an enterprise scale of software. If you're doing that on a game that someone gave you $20 or $30 4 years ago, and then crapped all over your project to the point that no one plays it anymore, even though you've done loads of updates, or you may not have. But either way, if you're continuing to work on that game, what's the expectation? At what point do you just call it? Because the point of early access should be that you're testing, that you have a working game that will work, that you can play like a full games on and it be stable. It should not just be a buggy mess that crashes every 2 minutes. It should also not have some of the core systems just not there, but it should be a complete game. And I would say it's what Manor is, right? Manor has loads of things that Greg wants to do. He's got unit experience, he's got extra buildings, he's got more levels of tech. If Manor got released today on early access, never got another update, it is still a perfectly good playable game. That's what early access should be.
Agreed.
And I think anything past that, if you're doing the very earliest stages where you haven't really figured out what your game is, shouldn't be in early access. Also, if it's a feature complete game that you're releasing on, it's you're finished with everything you want to do to it, don't call it early access, just release it. And like Satisfactory, honestly, if Satisfactory stopped updating 2 months after it was released, I would still have been pretty happy with the game I got for Satisfactory for the price I paid for it. And I think that's the problem with early access games is like backing a Kickstarter, except you do definitely get to play the game. Early access, you definitely get to play it.
I think Satisfactory's been in early access too long.
Yeah, but they literally...
I don't think early access should be dragged out that long.
No, that's fair, but also it's a function of cash over time, right? They have a very clear vision about where 1.0 needs to be. So you got a couple of ways you can go about it. You can hire 50 staff, extra people. After you've got into early access and prove the viability, you go to your publisher and say, look, I really need another 20 million. I want to go and hire 50 people and I want to bang it out. And so it's going to take between 3 to 6 months before any of those hires are any good. Even if they're experienced game developers, how you've built it, what you're doing with it, all that stuff. Then you're going to bang out the game with a very serious cliff at the end of that money, which is as soon as that money the drop dead day comes and that money runs out, you are screwed. Also, you're running into that knowing you're going to make at least those 50 people redundant the second the game finishes, because you may have been able to get full price for a game, for a base game. You're not going to give them meaningful employment that will sustain a studio that's now 50 people bigger than it was. So I think they've taken the approach of staying smaller and delivering over time, because there are some things that are just going to take time to get out the door, and some things they've kept tweaking. I think they've done I think Satisfactory is a pretty good early access on the basis that they've continued to update stuff and they've kept the team small so they didn't just go and explode, which so many games and so many game devs get offered the money by a publisher. They're like, yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll do this thing, and then I'll do this thing, and then this will be awesome. And then they go bust. So I think it's a hard balance. But like the only way to get it out of early access faster would be hire more people and spend more money, which would mean doing less work for 3 to 6 months and then more work for 6 to 12 months. And then you've like people that go into games development aren't idiots. They know that if you've got a massive team and you're not EA, your team is not going to be there 3 months post-launch. So you're going to have to start looking for another job again, which makes it really hard to attract good talent. That's not to say that it doesn't feel weird having an early access last as long as it does, just to be clear. It's just, I kind of get it. You either promise a lot less, release a lot earlier, but then people are going to, like, as you see everywhere, people complain about, oh my god, the early access, they were in early access 6 months, and then they said they were 1.0 release, and now they're releasing paid DLC. Well, yeah, unfortunately, landlords still expect rent to be paid, utilities want paid, developers want to eat, they're really unreasonable like that. Like, you have to pick a lane, and I think it's difficult.
They just have to be like Flanker, who subsists entirely off of coffee and the occasional iron brew.
Don't be like Flanker if you want to be financially successful. Flanker does silly things. Flanker puts money back into a company when someone doesn't pay their invoices to make sure everyone gets paid on time. Yes.
Flanker's a bad capitalist.
Yeah, I increasingly think Russ is right. I'm just bad at capitalism.
I think Flanker just spends all of his money on us.
Very much, honestly.
Don't ever do the maths for Gaming.Buzz.
Speaking of money, Flanker, did you see what I posted in streaming news?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. The like at the point that Pirate Software is at, and you bear in mind he's just had he's broken a few records recently. He is making hundreds of thousands of dollars from stream. And that is no criticism. He is one of the 0.001% on Twitch. That's fantastic. I'm super happy for him. I think he's a really cool streamer. Yeah, when you're running a business as a business, paying your people is kind of how it works.
Old claims there.
There you go, Fyzikz.
Have you tried telling all the corporations that?
They'll assassinate him if you start saying that in public.
Thanks, man.
I have recently stood up in front of people and told them how they should pay people better, both professionally and
Good
also
man.
demonstrated it. There is a...
Why would you do that?
I know, right?
Because it needs to happen. Otherwise, I'm insisting on strikes, and I don't care.
Like honestly, I want to be very clear. I was facetious. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I had a brain-meltingly weird conversation with someone who was like, all these businesses can't afford to pay the living wage. Like, well, then they're not real businesses. Like,
Yes.
you're telling me that McDonald's and Walmart aren't real businesses. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. If you can't afford to pay someone without the government picking up half the check for you in some of the jurisdictions that you operate in, you're not a real business.
Record profit.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing, and I think I rant about this a lot. But I'm a poet in real life. Aside being the Khan here, I guess. And I don't mind not having any money because I don't like. And I do kind of get a little bit from the government sometimes because of what I do. But I am very clear about my expectations in life because what I'm doing isn't earning money, so I don't expect to be like that. So when Walmart something honestly whinges about some kind of situation where not as much as money as before because of something, I have very little sympathy. If that makes sense.
Well,
I think I'm making sense.
Yeah, and if you're looking at Walmart as an example, if they are paying people less than the number of wages to qualify for medical, they are the largest corporate recipient of food stamps in terms of the number of their employees that are on SNAP. Then if you're telling me that you can't afford to pay more, then the consumer in the US and the government in the US allowed you to destroy tens of thousands of small businesses because you're competing. And your line at the time was you were competing because you were at scale, you were doing it more efficiently, and it passed savings on to customers. If what you're actually doing is getting the government to subsidize you, and you've dealt a death knell to thousands of small businesses that were paying a living wage, the public is worse off because of you.
Yeah.
And there are schemes like in the US there's Fight 15, in the UK there's the Living Wage Foundation. It's quite a few countries. So the Living Wage Foundation externally audits employers and checks that they pay not just the minimum wage they can get away with, whatever the legal minimum is, but they pay whatever they calculate to be the living wage based on where the staff live. So in the UK, there's a London London living wage, because London is more expensive to live in, and then there's the rest of the UK. And the minimum wage, I've just given a talk on this, can you tell? So minimum wage UK is currently £11, somewhere between £6.40 and £11.44, depending on whether it's an apprentice rate and what age you are. The Living Wage Foundation rate, living wage, which is calculated to be what you need to actually be able to live on, not just survive on beans on toast, is £12. My team all get paid more than the UK living wage, and I've managed to credit with the Living Wage Foundation. If I can do it, I'm not a business genius. Then
Clearly.
Not even a genius.
right?
Yeah, honestly.
some days, bud, when customers don't pay invoices, barely in business, then how can... I don't understand how big companies can cry poverty. And this isn't from a perspective of not understanding how businesses work. I literally consulted for hundreds of businesses of all sizes, from multinationals to small retailers. If it is mind-boggling to me that there are people that say things like, oh yeah, but flipping burgers is never meant to be a career.
So where
Okay.
are you going to go when everyone stops doing it?
Yeah, and also, we're not asking you to pay them £500,000 a day. That's not the deal.
No,
We're
Like,
saying that if you work a full day's work, you should be able to afford to live at the end of it.
no, you see, flipping burgers should be the job of the kids.
Oh yeah, because the kids are up at 3 a.m. and aren't in school at 11, and
Yeah, of course.
I'd also like to point out, I haven't got on a side rant here. I'm going to mention it and not rant on it, that there are US states rolling back child labor laws at the moment.
Yeah.
That are, and you look at it and you go, oh, is that just employment reform? Are people just losing their minds about something that doesn't matter? No, it's it's not. And wherever you are in the world, if anyone is trying to tell you that you're better off with less regulation, less health and safety, less minimum wage set, less oversight, that person is probably making money from you having less protections.
Yeah.
Like the person that just passed the legislation runs a series of let's generously call them fast food restaurants, where his child staff were apparently coming to him and suggesting that they didn't need paid breaks, and they were finding it very frustrating. Because that's definitely a conversation that has happened ever.
Yeah, especially children.
Yeah,
They're likely to have that sort of conversation because they hate having breaks. And,
yeah, they like hate having time off. They don't feel like they need any sort of breaks during their shift.
Oh, I heard a story about that recently on the news. I think someone told me about it. Who could it have been?
It is the morning, so it is time for me to check my stocks. Flanker, do you have a suggestion as to why Tesla went up like $20 overnight?
Because they approved his buyout?
That's unfortunate.
No, I don't know. I'm saying.
Was it because there was a round of Musk is dead fake news again?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
I just really would like to see him being bought out of the bloody out of Tesla and SpaceX.
I'm just actually curious. it is genuinely a straight line up of $20+ almost $20+. You don't tend to see that very often.
I have to be careful, but the news story that is being picked up more widely is that despite a earnings miss, there have been rumors about mass layoffs at that firm.
Yes.
Of
14,000, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, about 1 in 10, and that they are planning to start production of new models in early 2025, if not late this year. That's a direct quote.
That would probably do it.
And they have said that they are in talks with one major automaker to license their driver assistance system, which is marketed in the US as full self-driving.
Is that them giving their driving assistance program to another car maker or the other way around?
Then in talks to license their system to another automaker.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah. So I would definitely.
That means we've got two brands of cars driving you off a cliff.
And it
Sensors.
is also worth noting that shares are long-term instruments, not short-term, or they're intended to be, and that prior to the big jump today, shares were down more than 40% this year against last year.
Wow.
And that's after an 8.5% year-over-year decline in vehicle deliveries in their first quarter. So, and outside of holding shares in a general basket, giving you a balanced risk, and this is not financial advice, the reason that you are rarely going to be the winner if you try and pick and choose what a stock will do from a day-to-day basis is that there are far more experienced professionals playing with it in the background with very different views, whether that's because they're heavily shorting a stock or where they're effectively borrowing a share, selling it and betting that it will go down to buy it back cheaper to return it to the person they borrowed it from, or whether that is a vast oversimplification of shorting. But
Okay,
sometimes there can be that a company has priced in them thinking it's going to be a even worse result than was provided. So yeah, there are various news outlets that are covering what was discussed and what has been specifically in those results. I think that's as close down the line as I can go.
Yeah, I was mostly just curious because, I mean, I'm definitely not doing it like, oh, I'm putting like $50,000 in there. I'm very tiny
Rip.
in comparison, but something gotta start somewhere.
Probably better off putting your money into just like some generic thing and letting the professionals handle it, rather than trying to do it yourself.
It depends. As long as you're diversifying your, and again, not financial advice. As long as you're diversifying your risk, I think people get into trouble with stocks and shares when they try and day trade. And that's basically casino gambling, but with people you don't know having their thumbs on the scale in both directions.
Yeah.
Right, I'm taking Flanker's financial advice and putting all my life savings on a really risky stock now.
Yeah,
That's what I heard
really,
him say as well.
really not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and I have no claims to be.
That's what a financial advisor would say. Wait, no.
No, no, it's really not.
But it would be true for a lot of them.
Also, well, depending on where you are in the world, you
Excuse me,
should
mate.
also check that your financial advisor, who they get paid by. Because if it's not you, I have some news for you. It's someone else. And there are legally protected terms for whose interests they are serving.
I'm sorry, small child, but you do not have any alliances, and I need this land.
You know the feeling you allied someone by accident, you're gonna invade.
Sorry, great card. I don't. What is? I didn't quite hear. I was deafened by the war cries of Genghis Kangst. I'm assuming by allying someone that you're going to invade, you meant anyone.
Yeah. It's okay, I'll just walk over some more mountains. That's fine.
You lucky gut. 1 day extra and I would have completely wiped this 500 stack.
If I could stop dying, that would be great.
Have you tried not?
Yeah, I hear it's
I
useful.
have not
if you
tried
just-
not.
I hear it's useful if you just tell Death no.
I will give that a go as well. Do I have to write him? Like, issue him a formal notice that I say no? Or do I just wait till he shows up?
Well, I mean, that's basically what the Queen did for quite a while. He just showed up every month. We're like, no, not today. I'm busy. Okay.
Yeah, but look how that ended up. I need to
Oh,
never
yeah.
die.
Yeah, she became a lizard person.
Yeah, and I
Well,
don't
yeah,
want to be a
that's-
lizard either.
That's the thing.
Why
she,
not? Lizards are awesome.
she slept in when Death came in. That's how
Now
we got
that I could do.
it. That's why Flanker drinks so much coffee.
He's going to be awake when he comes.
Yeah, that's how
And bore
Flankers
him
live
to
for.
death with
I
a
hear
ram.
that's polite. Oh, sorry.
100% it does.
That's how flankers live. That's how flankers live for so long. You know, all these thousands of years.
Any of you guys played Wasteland 3?
No.
Never heard of it.
No,
I
sorry.
watched FT play it for a while.
It's on
I
the
want
list.
to play the game, but I keep getting stuck on the character creator.
Yeah, that
It's
You
sounds.
have to make
Most
two
normal.
characters. Making
Wait.
one is hard enough. Yeah, you
Pick
have
the
to make two,
randomise
and then
button.
shortly after you get established, you can make like as many as you want.
Oh no.
Exactly.
How? Like, I struggle getting past the character creator for one.
Exactly. So now you've got to do two, and then you can have a squad of 5. So when you get the ability to have a squad of 5, you've got to create 3 more. And it has some
Oh.
really vague skills, like one of them is toaster repair, and the other's like nerd stuff, and it's very unhelpful.
I thought toaster repair was
I'm
nerd
sorry,
stuff.
toaster repair. That's the most epic thing you need. Who's ever heard of using
I know
a metal
that is
wire
actually a
and
good skill, but I
You
got
don't
halfway
honestly
into
just
doing a
retreat into
character.
an army.
I got halfway into making one character yesterday, and then all I followed.
Is that you, Fyzikz? That's
Yes.
Alan DeLusa. Cool. I just wanted to check. Also, just for chat, just so there's all the things we've discussed, there are links in chat about what we're discussing. So there's some actual news sources rather than it just being.
So no one figures
people
out that
talks.
you're Elon Musk.
I can tell you with some certainty that I am not Elon Musk.
I mean,
Well, that was actually
owning
obvious
the-
when you said you pay your people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oof.
owning those emerald mines in South Africa would explain how Flanker has all the money to spend on us.
Well,
He's been around a while. He's got all his fingers in every pie, hasn't he?
that's unsanitary.
Stop touching the pines.
Yeah,
Flanker.
but he's like the
but they're
he's like
tasty
the
pies.
oldest. He's like the oldest investor in some of the very, very early businesses, like copper trading and pottery, and he hasn't really diversified that much. You know, those things aren't worth as much as they used to be. You know, in 5000 BC.
So, are you trying to tell me that Flanker is secretly the embodiment of Ionissia?
Where do you
The
think
what?
Ionisir got his copper from?
He's the one that's selling it.
I mean, I'm closer to the body of Buddha, but
For anyone who doesn't know, Ionisir is Babylonian. I think probably not Babylonian, but there was a tablet written about extremely poor quality copper, and that is the physically oldest written record in the world, if I recall correctly.
I actually love
And it was a
that.
customer
Yeah,
complaint.
yeah, exactly. It's great.
Just goes to show people will complain no matter what. Because Flanker would have obviously supplied the highest quality copper. And not at all just painted lead a funny colour.
Ah, excellent. I've got a hook on their spy master, so I can just freely murder this person.
it wasn't painted. It was electroplated. It was cutting edge techniques. I mean, no.
Yes, someone as
Go
tight
back
as you
to
would
your
have gone
ice
to all
stone
trouble.
Flanker.
Ah, dear me.
Ah, my wife's good. Looking after me. Right, Russ. I'm afraid eventually, after I've taken this last county down south, I will be declaring war on my liege.
How could
Okay.
you?
You have a lead?
Just for independence reasons. Mainly because I want to make up the Kingdom of Portugal.
Seems reasonable.
So I'd appreciate it if you didn't join in.
Or
I was
join
thinking
in,
of
just don't help.
I was thinking of doing the same, I guess, like if we both did it at the same time, but all these deaths have probably really weakened me, so maybe not.
I mean, you could always start an independence faction.
Yes,
and
we
then
could actually.
One of you can join the others, and you'll both get
Oh.
independence when the demands are pressed.
I already have an independence faction, but it's against me.
Well, I've just made one, so if you fancy joining mine, feel free.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Well,
But you could be denied.
Yeah, he's only 2 vassals that have got twice the number of troops, and his other little vassal with 324.
We will not be denied.
His ally to his wife.
It was at that moment that Russ heard.
I heard literally nothing.
Oh. Well.
You failed.
Yes. This is from Imaflanker Tech Man.
Denied.
That was better.
Much better.
I mean, we can press the demands right now. Let's.
Let me just have a wiggle. Oh, all my knights are all messed up. 110 gold to recruit someone with 10 prowess? I don't think so.
I've been spending gold like it's been going out of fashion.
Look at I get 14 gold a month.
Oh, that was your funeral.
Yeah, that's my funeral.
That's
I just started one.
I was
I'm
ignoring it. 'cause
doing
a
a
lot-
funeral for my dad to get some freaking for myself basically to get some legitimacy.
I can't join in at the moment. I'm staying away from activities because I'm trying to get this kingdom.
You don't
sorted.
have to come. I'm doing it so I can get legitimacy.
Yeah.
You guys can come if you want.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you. You weren't the honoured guest. It was hey, I'm throwing a party if you want to come.
Thank
Just
you.
tell everyone I threw it.
I don't want to be the honoured guest. The honoured guest is the dead guy.
Well, I mean, I did hear that you offered your liege an honoured guest.
I don't know if you've noticed, but my liege has had several accidents repeatedly over the years.
Yeah, no, I had noticed.
I just need to go fight dog for a bit, lads. I'll let you know when I'm back. Don't start without me.
Yeah, we've got 5 months before the ultimate.
Unless you're sure you can win on your own. Like, obviously, I won't be doing anything, so.
Faction military power 355%.
I am indeed drinking coffee at the moment, Cody. And yeah, I did get a little rest. I had lunch with Plan, and then got a little bit of rest, and then went over some CVs and had a meeting, and then this.
no feeling you like look away and you suddenly have 6 core artifacts just laying around. Let's destroy this.
With notes like, please don't nerf. Thanks, Khan.
Well, that was 6. What did I get? Books? No.
Probably get a tutor.
Oh, house banner. That's not mine. Just destroy it all. Okay.
Oh, I don't have a court chronicler. Oh dear.
For some reason I have a hide of a beastly wolf of Doha, which is kind of funny. I don't know how that ended up in India, but I'm okay with that.
No, Duke. Oh wait, hang on. That's Duke Matt of the Storms. Yes, that was MJS, wasn't it?
Yeah, what's up?
I've got your dead dad pinned one. So I'm just gonna pin it now.
Okay.
Feeling fine. That's good. So glad I got rid of the drunk trait.
What was that, sorry?
What?
Nothing?
Flanker's hearing things now.
Always has been.
Yes, we're all actually figments of his imagination.
Oh no, I'm hearing things when Wagley say something nice. It's okay. I have a baseline.
Yeah,
Wagley!
fair point.
Who can impersonate
Ah.
Wagley's voice?
Just Wagley.
Yeah. And honestly, recently, not even Wagley. So
Oh, have they got a cold?
Has Plan made her ill again?
no, Wagley's. Wagley had for a few weeks. I haven't spoken to her properly for a couple of weeks, but she was just randomly losing her voice, like no sore throat, no anything, just like going. And it's been going on. Had been going on for a few weeks.
Oh no!
That's karma for being so mean to you all the time.
God damn it! I ain't got moats or mots.
Laz, I'm back. Oh wait, did you win already?
Nope. Why?
You just look so big, like so long and wide.
No,
You've only just noticed that.
I'd say
We've got a month until we can press this.
Yeah, normally my eyes are like focused above you, so I didn't see.
I'd say knowing Wagley, she's starting to lose her voice purely because she just doesn't want to talk to people anymore. It's much easier if she.
She's intentionally scrubbing her throat so she doesn't have to speak to you, Flanker.
That would be understandable.
That does sound like something Wagley would actually do.
Oh god, Flanker's trying to talk to me. Stop. Right, we will have to press demands. Pressing demands.
I bet once Flanker realizes, oh, she's losing her voice, that means I can just talk to her more uninterrupted. Her hearing will start to go.
Ah,
Well,
we
this
go.
is concerning. It's been a while since I saw my old heartthrob Beatrice, and it turns out she is my auntie, my wife, and Duchess.
Great chin.
Yeah.
Your aunt, wife,
Yeah.
Duchess.
the family bush. That's
Do I just call her like auntie wife? Hi, auntie wife. How are you today?
well, if you're looking for the list of traits that a wife should have, that does sound like the anti-wife.
Yeah.
Good news, everyone. I made sure we became lovers.
Just say CK3 things.
Yeah.
What's CK3
Tell your
got to
brother
do then?
cousin you said hi.
All right, I have crossed the Ganges.
Oh, I can start a seduce scheme against her with a large bonus. Let's do it.
Actually, it would be your
Pun not
brother's son
intended.
cousin. Tell your brother's son cousin we said hi.
His mum and his sister. Same person.
Hey, mum,
So
sister.
that's my new objective. I'm going to be so inbred that I make the Habsburgs look normal.
What kingdom do you need to make there? Galicia. Oh, that's not going to happen. That's my territory.
Fight you for it.
You can try.
Oh, actually, my liege, I misspoke.
No, too
Those
late.
4,000
declaring war.
men sure made a good argument for supporting you.
Once Flanker is actually no longer screwed over, my own independence will come through. And I shall be King of Navarra.
Also, just in case anyone missed it yesterday, I've reposted the Reddit thread where the chief executive of Hooded Horse explained why they haven't given out pricing for mana laws yet.
Yeah, I came to post that and you beat me to it by 2 hours. Nerd.
Nerd. Nerd. This guy literally hired 1,500 mercenaries just as I walked in. How rude.
Laz, problems?
For who?
Our faction no longer
What
exists.
faction? Yes, because we're independent.
Oh.
Did you not realise?
Yeah, I totally knew what was going on. I'm 100% paying attention. I'm not drinking mead. At 3 in the afternoon.
Yep,
drinking
yep,
mead?
I'm right there with you.
You haven't even been asleep.
What?
That's because he's not had any mead. He needs
I don't see
the
how
mead.
that relates.
To
He's
be
got
fair,
a need for mead.
they, the idea of putting honey in tea is a thing. So technically, you could put mead in a coffee.
I mean,
as
it
a
depends
save-
It would be
a
a
lot
bit.
on the
It
mead.
it would. Yeah, it would be a bit of a waste, to be honest. Or you could use a. There's a pretty reasonable honeycomb flavor coffee syrup. It's sugar free.
To be fair, that mead I had yesterday, I ended up putting Coke in it. It was more Coke than
What?
mead.
What? Actually, speaking of which, I've got some mead from Mexico.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh.
made with their honey.
Wow,
I might
that,
actually have some mead rather than just memeing about it, though.
that might have been an overreaction from Brittany. He executed his wife for sleeping with me.
Seems reasonable.
The King of Brittany is
Execution.
really bothered that some random islanders keep raiding him every 5 years.
Oh, I've got a
Ah,
cunning
so you're
plan.
saying that I was just the nail in the coffin of their relationship?
Well, I used to raid closer places, but all of those places seems to have, united into various blobs that have larger armies than I do.
I used to raid closer places, but then they started putting arrows in my knees.
Oh,
I just-
yeah, that reminds
I
me.
think
I've
I just
gotta actually
physically
start my
aged.
Elder Scrolls project soon.
I just think I just physically aged with that reference, Flanker. I could feel
It
a
was to be
wrinkle
an adventurer
forming
like
on
you.
my brow. What's next, Flank? Are you going to reference something from one of your favorite games on the Commodore 64?
E.T.
Go home.
Who would like some money in exchange for killing my brother?
Yep.
Unfortunately, his name is incredibly long and very Spanish, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
Your brother.
Which one, Lorenzo or
Is it
Gonzalo?
Count Lorenzo Diego Fernando Luis Francesco Jovieres of Santiago?
That's the one.
48% chance and no predicted agents. Let me have a look.
Well,
I can
your
invite
own
three
name is
people.
quite a bit longer. Diego Fernando Luis Francesco Javier III, Diego Fernando Luis Francesco Javier's of Galicia.
I would at least require 200 gold to do this.
That's going to be like less than it will cost me. So okay. And yeah, maybe giving my first guy like such an epic name was not such an epic idea.
Yeah.
Or I should have given him an epic name, but made it less foreign.
Like Big Jeff.
Biggest chunk
Of Sheffield, the best of the north. First of his name, heir to Scotland, and all the other crappy places.
Yeah, keeper of the stainless steel.
Right, I've got a 95% chance. I will require
An
gold.
embrace of the attitude of good enough. And that'll do.
Oh.
Speaking of
Distracted.
Embracer, what did have you guys read all the press release on that as well?
Flanker, you're the only person that would read all that gibberish.
I mean,
I don't
there's a
know
short
what
version.
Is
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say no one else in the community read all of that.
Well,
And your employees don't count. They're not members of the community. They're obligated.
No, I thought some people would be super interested in it because it's a.
I'm super interested in your condensed version. Muchly condensed version.
Embrace is splitting
Break
into
it down
three.
to me in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Embrace is splitting into three. There'll be 3 separate companies. They're all listing separately.
That's
Asmodee,
super-
Coffee Stain
super
and Friends,
interesting.
Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends. Oh, what you're going to end up with?
oh, nice. Also, Mark also doesn't count. He's a massive nerd.
Yeah, but Middle Earth and Friends, did you say?
Middle
Yes,
Earth
Middle Earth
Enterprises and Friends. They are going to be the ones that end up holding. I will read what they describe: a creative powerhouse in AAA game development and publishing for PC and console, as well as stewards of the Lord of the Rings and Tomb Raider intellectual properties, among many others. So
Who's
They're the
been a
gaming
AAA
folks
Lord
then.
of the
What do
Rings
the
that
others-
isn't the Shadows of series?
The others, Asmodee is a
Isn't that a Twitch guy?
no.
Admin got.
Yeah, very different. Asmodee. They are going to be really focusing on tabletop games, which they already are. And they're a publisher and studio with an extensive studio network and IP catalog for themselves. And then
Can I
the
just
third.
interrupt there, right? Like
Uh-huh.
the greatest, not the greatest, but a massive company gets split up, and you get told, "Oh, you get to head the tabletop company." How shafted do you feel there?
Very happy, actually.
Yeah, bear in mind a
For
lot of
anyone who's
these.
not a nerd, though.
For anyone that, well, they wouldn't be in the company then, being as most of these companies were all bought by Embracer over the last 2 years. And Coffee Stain and Friends is described as a diverse gaming entity with a dual focus on indie and A/AA premium and free-to-play games for PC and console and mobile, with a high degree of recurring revenues. Bear in mind this is a financial statement. That's why they're trying to explain like what each bit will be and what their sales will look like.
And all the business gibberish.
Yeah, so basically they split off like the tabletop games publisher and developer, the indie and A/AA size games studio, and their AAA and the rights that I don't think they're allowed to divest with the Lord of the
So-
Rings.
Does this mean Embracer ceases to exist, or?
Yes.
Oh wow. You know they massively screwed up when that happens.
Did my thing.
Oh, you
Flanky, your
are family,
silence says a lot.
Portugal.
Just keep it that way.
No, I think Embracer are just at a different. there's been a lot said about Embracer and all of the acquisitions and how they are the worst people in gaming and stuff. I think they were trying to put a deal together that made sense in the era of low interest rates, and when they thought they had a huge industry partner that would have been a very large studio group that is a end-to-end like studio and publishing, that would rival the size of people like Take-Two, EA, and probably more importantly to them, some of the large Chinese publishers.
This guy's wife is naked. Why?
Yeah, sorry, I've got to interrupt with some game stuff as well. The love a nephew feels for his aunt cannot be wrong. I like how they've got unique text for the events and that when you're doing it to family members. This
I mean,
just
there
feels
is-
so right.
It's a tradition at this point to have weird text show up when you do.
There
all
is
fun
an
in the family.
achievement. There is specifically an achievement in the game called a perfect circle. So I wouldn't be surprised that they put stuff to goad people into doing it.
Paradox just embracing the memes. You gotta like it.
What are you doing, Step King?
Oh,
I still. It's always interesting to listen to some of the memes that stuck around. Like the one where the guy, your spy master, confides in you that someone's trying to kill him, and the person that's trying to kill him is himself.
Wow,
It's
what a
like-
despicable guy. Trying to relieve me of that despicable guy. How dare he?
Someone's trying to kill me. It's me. I'm throwing myself off this cliff.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
Yeah, Mark's also right to point out this after Embracer got rid of Gearbox to Take-Two Interactive, and someone else bought themselves free as well recently. By the way, the smallest of those companies still have over $1 billion in revenue
Yikes.
after they split into three.
Imagine if you took those three and merged them into one mega company. Think what you could do with it.
Isn't that what they tried to do?
Yes.
That's what they
was
was,
in the three.
and they ruined it. They managed to ruin it.
I think some of it is not necessarily. Some of it is entirely predictable, but some of it, the economics just changed as they went along. Because if you're borrowing, if any of you are fortunate enough to own a home but unfortunate enough to still have a mortgage on it, if you look at the borrowing cost and when you took out a mortgage 5 years ago, or 2 years ago, compared to the borrowing cost on your renewal, it's more than double the cost in interest. And if money is cheap, if money is effectively free to borrow, then a lot of the deals make sense because you can buy a studio, you think their IP is going to be more worthwhile than any interest payments. The debt burden's not going to be that much because the repayment's going to be pretty low, is the thinking. If the cost to service that debt then triples, suddenly those games that were looking, or those investments that were looking like, yeah, that seems fine, they'll be able to carry the debt burden, can't, which is why you've seen, it's not just Embracer Group, a lot of the games industry. It's why I say we're at the tail end of a golden age of gaming. A lot of the games industry at the moment are struggling with what the tech industry started struggling with 2 years ago and are really getting to grips with now, is that there are whole business models that don't work anymore.
Russ, would you like me to offer you vassalage?
Sure. But I need a status update on the liquidation of my brother.
It was discovered.
Bugger.
23%. It's still going forward with it. it's unlikely to happen, but you never know.
Yeah, I had a better chance than that, and I abandoned it because I thought, oh, that last guy, he's such a swell guy. He'll never let me down.
I paid gold into this. I had 95% chance, and you never paid the debt. So
You paid gold after saying, oh, I'm going to need a refund for this. So, you know.
fairly sure I told you on when I was doing it.
You did, but don't come that crap with, oh, I've put gold into this, when you
Ah.
already insisted on terms that you would be repaid.
And you had not repaid.
You have not asked.
You've not rendered the service, but
That as well. See, Flanker does know business terms.
But would you like to join my court?
I want you to get your illness out of my court.
Unfortunately, it's not my illness. Saharan flu, wherever that's come from.
Oh, we'll never figure that one out. Let's not even try. It's even
Sheepdom
more
of
baffling than the Wuhan
Almanjaya.
flu.
It came from you.
No, it didn't.
Yes,
Who?
it did.
Who did it come from?
It spawned in Fyzikz' territory.
Lies.
Foreigners.
You
Lies.
could see it.
I mean, I'd like to point out that, so I'm consistent. Just because it spawned in his territory doesn't mean it was his fault. It was, it could have been, someone else in their territory. I mean, I would never blame anyone for spreading pestilence.
Of course, you would say that, Flanker.
Yeah,
Like,
no one at all.
I feel you're being a little defensive right now.
It's the Portugal flu.
Flanker, come on, dude. What are you doing?
The Portugal flu?
It was the Imaflu, not Matt flu.
No, it was just a mishearing. I'm
You're
a
supposed to miss the hearing.
Yes.
Oh, I got him.
Wow, he's
What
actually
can I
deadly to
say?
them. Huh?
Except you're welcome.
And I say,
What are you talking about? That is my domain.
I sure am glad I have freaking a level 2 sick house.
It's such a weird situation. I
wouldn't blame me for a disease named after him.
need sons now, which is weird. I'm running out of guys. Never happens.
Yeah, I've only got 2 daughters, and my wife is now too old to get pregnant.
Meanwhile, I have no kids. Well, I had one. Had being the key word.
Tried knocking someone up, but the only problem is the husband kind of got a little bit jealous and executed her.
Sounds like a skill issue, honestly.
Isn't that right? Like, just because I can satisfy him, he can't.
Let me get this penalty out of my way.
Oh. Laz, you killed my brother. How dare you, you fiend.
External
no.
chaos been triggered by Duke Diego Fernando Luis Francisco Javier.
And I'm still waiting on that payment.
Well, you killed my brother, and now you expect me to pay you. Wow.
Oh, sounds like you're trying to renege on a deal.
You're not honestly expecting us to believe that Russ would pay someone to kill his brother? You fiend. You kill his brother and then you spread these lies?
Yeah, what proof have you?
But just think about it this way. If it was so easy for him to kill your brother, if the knife turns towards you, is there going to be much different?
Yeah, Laz, let's talk about this. Be reasonable now.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
a very
guy-
good chance.
There's a guy who may be related to me called Count Gonzalo,
Hell,
etc.,
I have a
etc.
66
You need to
chance.
pay up first for the last one.
Damn, he's got better at business, Russ.
I thought we agreed on a buy one get one free.
Yeah.
No.
On 90-day terms.
I tell you what, I'll give you two options. Either you pay me or you find a knife, and it happens to be on your back.
Ah, you fool! I'll simply wear armor, and my armor will be made of gold. I'll send it to you now.
Oh, so it'll be really weak and malleable. Got it.
No, it'll be pretty strong, but it'll be heavy and malleable.
Yeah, I was going to say
can't
okay,
run
it'll be
away.
heavy as well, and it's not like characters fall into water on this game, so I'll be fine. That could never backfire.
You just won't be able to
I've
move.
never heard of drowning at the age of 3, immediately after dying as my main character.
You got to get good.
In completely separate news, I've got this delivery from a Laz for you, Russ. It's some very fashionable lead armor. It's suggested as a life vest to go swimming in.
Oh, well, I love free stuff. That's why I take all the crap you send me.
Wow, ow, that hurts, man.
Try using it; it hurts even more.
You're the one that chose Razor gear. That is not free.
Yeah, well, it's not even just Razor anymore. It's bloody Steel series as well.
Maybe it's just your computer.
Yeah,
what?
honestly, I think it might be me.
Yeah, it's
I'm the common denominator.
I don't like it.
I didn't like to call you
can't
common,
deny it
mate,
anymore.
but
Because it's Logitech, Steel series, Razor. Have you sent me any other brands? Don't think. Actually, the Elgato, is it? The
Yeah.
mic arm. That's actually really awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I have to say,
yeah, the Elgato mic arm's really good. The blue one's really good as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If there's scuff marks on the arm, that doesn't matter, right? Asking for a friend.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna stop trying to fix it. They're getting worse.
Yes, Flanker, I'm looking towards a SteelSeries headset. Any recommendations?
Depends on your budget. My favorite of the SteelSeries headsets, my absolute favorite, the one I'm still using and hoping it won't fall apart. It has a design flaw. It will fall apart at some point. And the other one that I've used most are both their Wireless Pro ones.
Okay.
The one you sent me is actually fine. It's I just wouldn't recommend the stupid Sonar malarkey because it creates like a new audio device for every single audio device you already have.
Don't turn streamer mode on.
Well, obviously I didn't do that because I'm not streaming, you idiot.
Well, then you're using Sonar wrong, bud. Like, Sonar has some annoying... Like, I use Sonar.
I'm going to take a guess that I'm using it right and you're using it wrong.
Sure. So Sonar basically allows you, without having to do like a... a more complex virtual cabling software, basically lets you split your sound into game chat, media, aux, and mic. And the reason that's super useful is that sorry. The poor Flanker brain, yeah. The reason that's super useful is for, like, I turn my chat up so I can hear you guys and turn my game down on my audio levels more than is on stream. So it, and a lot of the SteelSeries mics have a, like, within the mic themselves or within the headset themselves, they also allow you to have a chat, a game versus chat balance that you can just turn the volume up or down, or turn the priority up or down between them, which is, yeah, it's super useful. And I think you can use, I don't know. I think you can use Sonar without having a SteelSeries headset, but that might not be entirely true. And the same with Elgato have a similar solution that I think Plan uses. Is it Elgato's voice thingy you use, or is it SteelSeries? Do you use that, or?
I don't use anything.
See, Plan is wise and keeps the machine full of less crappy. Like, yeah, she doesn't put crap on the sheet. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ooh. Apologies for the sound.
Russell.
Braxia says hi, Mark, on Twitch.
But yeah, I was looking towards the Arctis 7.
Those are hella cute.
Hmm.
I think it's the Pro Flanker users.
Yeah, I'm using the Wireless Pro. So the clever thing, one of the things I like about the SteelSeries line in general, is they really only have 2 shapes. I think they only used to have 1. So there are differences, but I find their airweave fabric really really comfortable to wear all the time. I'm currently actually using one of their leatherette replacement cushions, but the cushions are easy to replace. And I've not had a bad one. Which one was it you had, Russ? That was the SteelSeries headset. Was it the 7 that you had, or was it the 3s?
Well, it was definitely SteelSeries.
Well, you could check out that review that you wrote for it and see which number it is.
Again, I don't remember agreeing to reviews.
I think you'll find, sir, that was literally the first thing that everyone agreed to. There we go.
Oh, it's the Arctis Prime. I've got no mention of any numbers anywhere.
Okay.
I'm quite happy to send all this stuff back, Flanker. However, I do require more tea cakes when you send the other stuff out.
That's fine.
Hey,
Write your reviews.
I could use a cash infusion if you're still in that business.
Oh, but
Are you still in
All
the
of
raiding for money business?
all of the land that was just so good raiding, I can't touch now because it's so. It has to be clean and not have anyone dirty it. I don't know if I could.
You can't raid my lands, dude. It's kind of pointless for you to give me money just to take it.
Well, you see, I raid it, and then you have your marshal fix it, and it's fine. It balances out.
Yeah, you give me money once, and then you raid it, and I spend the rest of the session trying to improve all the freaking stuff back.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I raid your capital once, it's 90 gold. Just the capital tile. Clearly, that's worth it. Just empty the local coffers.
So, Laz, you've prepared a visit for my brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And you prepared that gold, right?
Gold will be prepared upon receipt of services and such.
Well, in the
I
meantime,
actually...
if anybody would like to extol my legend, that'd be great.
How does one go about doing that?
I think you just right-click on the person and...
Because you are absolutely a legendary murderer.
Thanks.
I can't extol your legend.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see anything even remotely close to that option by right-clicking on you.
Oh no, you need to join a legend and then...
You need to be a friend or a lover, owner of
Don't say that to Russ.
neighbouring the legend,
Yeah.
or
I don't think you're
Flanker, you
related
know me
enough.
so well.
You notice how he paused? You notice how long he paused on lover? Can you be a friend or a lover, Russ? Russ?
You need to learn Iberian Vulgar if you want to spread that.
That's vulgar. Why don't it's no? We're not allowed to cuss on this stream.
Right? Mark on YouTube says hi, Russ on Twitch.
Hi, Mark. Oh, sorry. I said that wrong. I meant, oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi all.
More.
LOTM.
Ooh.
Hello.
It's my word. I've trademarked it.
All right, I can't show off
It's
half the stuff that I just got.
2 gold 80 a month for me to promote your legend.
You're a good egg.
No, I'm not doing that.
You misunderstand the tone, sir. Oh, that's good of you. Nope.
My daughter and heir. I wonder if I can make her a lover too. I have a new goal.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have to be an own one all the time.
No, well, think about it. If I make a perfect circle, it will be perfect.
Sorry, right, Russ, do you want to be a vassal or not?
Yes.
Do you want low fat vassal obligations?
Low fat, did you say?
Yeah,
Low
low fat obligations. They're low
obligations.
sugar as well, part of a balanced lifestyle.
Yeah, I want low everything.
Chance of
Preferably no.
survival from Laz's knife.
Not saying yes, we'll get you the knife.
But we'll charge you for it as well.
Wow, what a reasonable guy.
Oh, I'm dying.
Good.
Rude.
Does that mean I don't have to bother with reviews?
No.
Oh, great.
Castella.
Lovely. Thank you.
Portugal, we're bigger.
We're gonna have a problem in a minute.
And it's called Gaming.Buzz.
What's the problem? Maybe I can help, and by help I mean laugh.
Well, my problem is I can't seduce my 0-year-old daughter. Oh, that's
How's
probably
that a problem? I don't understand how that's a problem. I can't seduce my infant child. What's wrong with you?
So the problem is I'm gonna
Gold
have to spend
requirement,
300
please.
gold.
I need to spend 570 gold to do my education. That's why I asked
Right,
Hobo
that's-
for money to help get me through.
how much
No!
do I owe you, Laz?
Money.
No, I guess you don't need to save that money anymore.
Crap. That was a problem. Because that now means one of my sons is going to become the King of Navarra.
Laz, I can send you 150 gold. Is that enough?
That's more than enough, yes.
He kept the Duchy of Navarre.
But what about the 200 gold you owe me for putting me over domain limit?
How about I stab you in the face?
Okay, 150 gold it is.
Duke Alex kept it. Is Duke Alex MJ?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, he kept Navarro, so.
It said I've lost a lot of my land, but it was said they was going to create the Kingdom of Navarre and give it to one of my sons. That's why I was desperately trying to create the Kingdom of Navarre and hand it over before I died. I was not fast enough.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Fear not, we have more sales.
Plus 5.4 gold. Love it.
You know what? I'll negotiate an alliance with you, Flanker.
Now, if the game would stop making me spend money for long enough to get 570, that'd be nice. The game's like, oh, you're trying to save money? Here, spend 300 a year, spend 195 a year.
Yeah, hoarding money is bad. The game's just trying to teach you.
Really?
That's why all the
Capitalists
billionaires
would tell
spend
me
their
the
money
opposite.
very quickly.
was going to try another mead. Oh, sorry, I meant to post that picture in chat. Apologies.
Why
We'll
do
do
I
that
keep
now.
getting put out in another room?
Well, your wife said it was because... Oh, hang on. Hi, Russ on Skype.
Skype? What's that?
In the times beyond, when the internet was at its early stages.
Flanker needed a way to talk to people.
But they said no.
Without actually
But they said no.
talking to people.
He started talking to people, and people didn't like that.
And so Skype died.
I went from MSN Messenger to Skype to Discord, and yeah, Discord's the best.
Yeah, like I didn't have the internet when MSN Messenger thing was a thing.
In the times before time.
Actually, I did. This is like the 11th year that I've had the internet and a computer.
I'm afraid you're the wrong culture, though.
What, to use Skype? Well, that's harsh.
I'm having issues with too many sons again.
If you had culture, you wouldn't be on Skype.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn you Portuguese. Which is your primary duchy?
Bugger off, we're clearly Galician.
Not for long.
You say that, but culture moves at a glacial pace.
That was bad. Like, even for me. That's...
And if anyone cared what you said, we wouldn't be here.
Right, that is fair.
And
The
there goes
Fyzikz.
that bottle of mead.
Fyzikz. When are you taking over
Which one
the
was
whole
that?
of España?
That was West Country mead. It was actually quite nice.
I have to finish getting some money because I died, dude. So I gotta. I've recircled up my stuff, and now I need to finish making the King of Valencia. But I want to finish my education first.
I find it funny. It's like I accidentally allied with a kingdom, so I had to decided to cross the Himalayas instead. That's like something funny about that.
And I don't have enough. I can't conquer a duchy yet. I don't have enough fame.
Oh, those stickers are awesome.
Seems like you've lost a chunk of yourself as well to your eastern side.
No, I haven't.
What? So, Mauricia and Balizaya?
Yeah, I haven't had those before. That's part of Valencia.
Yeah, I was trying to be clever us and remove some stuff at the back, but I forgot that on the Discord links, the stuff at the back is actually functional.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
The bit after the question mark, I was removing it to make the link shorter, but it doesn't work with the bit after the question mark. Or without, sorry.
Yeah, you silly goose. Everyone knows that. Wow, your culture is now fascinated by the quilted armor innovation. We're going to be so comfy in our, like, terrible armor when we die. You'll all be jealous.
And
Where does your
party at the
armor have
front,
quilts on it?
Braxius?
Braxius prefers his functional stuff at the back.
Yeah, it's a reverse bullet. Functional stuff at the back, party at the front.
Yeah, why not?
Isn't that just the modern fade?
Possibly.
Ah, you have come to the right place with all the fashionistas gathered.
Oh, what days?
I think that's the first time I've heard Russ's dog.
Don't worry, I've got this.
We didn't hear anything.
What?
Yeah, like you got what, man? What? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
We
Flanker
were
got
all just
nothing.
waiting in silence. Squeaky toy!
I keep
Anyone else
forgetting that
let down
that's...
by Flanker.
That would imply we had expectations.
Which would be on you.
Kind of like when Flanker expected reviews.
Oof.
Wow.
I can create the Kingdom of Galicia.
Okay. And then it will invade the... No, wait, no. Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Create that.
Here's
will
the
do nothing
problem.
bad.
Yeah, it will do everything bad.
Oh, Holland will murder someone for gold. Of course, a sensible person wouldn't announce those services, but who am I to judge?
Yeah, don't write about your crimes. If you're going to commit crimes, don't write about them, don't record them, and don't put them on the internet. Just, you know.
Unless you're Trump, in which case it's fine, you'll get away with it anyway.
But like, how are you supposed to get famous on TikTok if you don't? I can say.
Of course, the real question is, why do you want to be famous on TikTok? But still.
I mean, who doesn't want to be TikTok famous? Come on, it's TikTok.
It's not like anyone's stealing your information when you're on there.
And
Oh,
and
no,
it's
you're
about to get
definitely
banned in the
right.
US.
That would be terrible if that happened on any social media network or search engine or credit card company or store card or... Oh, that is a uniquely TikTok problem.
Starting him off
story.
again. It's like there's a big button and we have to press it on the odd occasion.
Flanker says it like it actually matters.
I read a story today. I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm just putting that out there. But because I didn't look for any kind of backup for any. But anyway,
Typical.
apparently a bill has been passed by the Senate in the U.S. that's going to Biden's desk next. That in 2024, the end of 2024, the U.S. is gonna either force TikTok to sell its U.S. interests to a U.S. owner or ban TikTok.
I started
Yeah.
watching a video about that earlier and then got bored.
That is correct. And I think it's 9 months and a 3-month extension, or 6 months and a 9-month extension. Once the bill is signed, they've got to divest their US entity, or it'll be banned in the US.
Like there's already states that have done it. So
Yeah, really ineffectively, and most of the states have done it. Have actually banned the use on staff devices, and there's been a federal ban, I believe, now on having it on staff devices.
yeah, I mean it's hard to do that when you live like you can get your wireless from another state because you live close enough, you know.
Or in a world where there's some sort of network that's private and like virtual, though, so you can pretend to be somewhere you're not.
But no one
But
would ever use that.
no, of course not.
Unless they watch literally any YouTube creator.
yeah. Luckily, they're very secret and they're not promoted at all. And if you'd like to use NordVPN as your provider,
And absolutely none of them are owned by the CIA. Tinfoil hat. Did Flanker just laugh in CIA employee?
no,
Flanker is the CIA employee.
Flanker is the CIA.
Did you see WhatsApp has been banned on US federal devices too? I bet that's for very different reasons.
You know, there'd be a problem with Flanker being the CIA because of what the I stands for.
Who are you? Why do I have an alliance with you? Why do I care?
Is it the cool information announcer? No, the cool infomercial announcer. Is that what it is? In which case, if you haven't already tried Gaming.Buzz, a Twitch.
You are a
Gaming.Buzz
very
at Twitch?
good
Did Twitch know about
infomercial.
this?
There is actually a Gaming.Buzz on Twitch as well, but
I guess you got to get that before the scammers do.
yes.
Because one day, Gaming.Buzz will be big.
I think that's just his expenses, sir.
Yeah, big expenses. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Who else is in this fight?
Sorry, I'm a mean drunk.
The local time at the Squeak will be 4:07 p.m. It will probably actually be tomorrow, Mark, because you may have noticed there was a rather short gap between streams, and I had lunch with Plan, and went to meetings, and went through CVs.
So what you're saying is Plan is sabotaging Gaming.Buzz?
I am not saying those
Wow.
words at all. I'm really looking forward. I'm going to Cardiff with Plan tonight. We're going to the pub in an area we used to live in.
You taking it
And you
all
can
made
tell he
together
wasn't
just
threatened at
for
all
the
when he
pub.
said that.
You could take us somewhere a bit fancier than the pub, Flanker.
Well, it's actually
I mean,
one of the
why
funny
you
things.
I got the money, and now the cost is 900. It was 5 cents. Why did it go up?
Empire size go up.
No, nothing's changed.
Oh, did you found an empire? No, you didn't. Right? No. Who formed an empire?
I can think of someone that formed an empire.
Don't look east.
Thanks.
What?
Oh, I've got all the pings
Impressive.
going off. Hang on a moment.
Thank you. I mean, it's just Mongolian things. But yeah.
The Duchy of Barcelona paid me 225 not to go to war with it.
Yeah, I got 400 gold for someone who wanted to purchase a truce.
Braxton says, is there anything other than pubs in Cardiff to do? Yeah, actually. I really like Cardiff as a city. It's a cool.
I got the holy stick. Oh yeah.
One
So
of
good.
the greenest cities in Europe.
Nice.
Awesome parks. It's like it's got a lot of the same sort of things in the Cardiff capital region as Silicon Valley does, other than the sun, the big shining ball of not rain.
Is my
No,
son
what's that?
a knight?
I don't know because it's raining here at the moment, bud. So
Yeah.
There is a pub we are planning to go to dinner in tonight that used to be a not down market, but it was a good value pub that has moved itself quite a lot up market. That's just funny that pub has moved from being like £5 burger and beer deal to it's described as one of their high-end establishments now.
Oh, can you not make your children knights? Right, let's get him killed right there. We need a token.
I think perhaps last time I was in Cardiff it didn't rain. Cardiff does get a lot of rain, but it's on the west coast. I don't know what people expect. But it is... it also has very mild weather because it is so close to the sea. I found a receipt the other day for a pub I used to go to in Cardiff, which was one of the original reasons I started living in Wales, because I did not work in Wales.
Stop right there, Flanker. Stop right there. You say you don't drink alcohol, but you moved to Cardiff for a pub.
Yeah. Well, this is a demonstration of why I moved to Cardiff. When I was working in, I think, London, the receipt was for £3 for a burger, chips, onion rings, and a pint.
Oh, you moved in the 1800s. Yeah, that explains a lot.
I really didn't. It feels like it sometimes.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know when the pound became a thing, so yeah. I know it wasn't the 1800s, though.
Yeah, that was from a bar called Gassy Jack's, which is still there.
Gassy Jack's, I love that.
And my
Food poisoning is free at Gassy Jack's. Come on down.
That's the crazy thing, though, is that it was really good. Like, it was really good food. It was just like, at that same time, you were paying like £4 or £5 for a pint in like, I think it's about 4 years later than that, I went to London and paid like £4 for a half pint, and not even for me. I was very angry on the train. That is extortion.
Yeah. That's pretty much what
No,
a lot of
that's
things are
London.
now.
No, wait. I want to rephrase. That's the south. Come up
Yeah.
north.
Yeah, like, honestly though, I don't. The north of England, like, Cardiff's becoming very, relatively very expensive compared to what it was. Bristol's pretty expensive if you're in the southwest, but outside of like the, your Marlboroughs and your Baths, which are like, Bath is, if you have the money. If I were a millionaire, I would be living in Bath or Edinburgh.
I'd live in a Bath too if I was a millionaire.
So what you're saying is you moved to Cardiff and then it got expensive. I wonder who we could blame for this.
Not me, Gov.
No, I blame them Southerners. It's okay. Don't worry, Flank. I got you.
It's grim up north.
Yeah, well said, Brexios. Yes. It's really grim up here in the Midlands. No, wait, the north.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hey, look, I think if to a Londoner, you are most definitely north, mate. You're outside the northern part of the M25.
I'm in the Midlands as well. I hate it here.
Yeah, we get the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
We get associated with the scum from the north and Scotland, but we get the almost the prices of London.
Ow! I just caught that shot straight to the face.
And if you weren't Scottish, someone would care.
And Flanker's barely Scottish at this point. I mean,
Oh.
he barely even sounds like it.
I've just
His
looked
father
up.
was a Scotsman.
He doesn't sound it at all.
No. Well, you can only tell when I've spoken to my. You can tell when I've spoken to family.
Come on, Flanker, give us your best fake Scottish accent.
You're okay, thanks. I've just looked at.
That was poor even by your standards.
I've just looked up the. It's now called Gassy's, that pub that I used to go to, and it is still a student bar, but now a burger on its own.
Why did they even let you in?
Well, is
It's
11
called
quid.
Gassy's. It's called Gassy's. How can they not let him in?
I love you too, mate.
Why did you offer to have me as your vassal?
Yeah, why not? It was up there.
Yeah, because you took my coast that I wanted.
Figured it'd be easier for me to just tax you rather than to keep freaking asking you for money.
But then I'd have to pay you.
Why is everything reminding me of Elder Scrolls today? Come on, stop, guys.
I know I've been tempted to play Skyrim lately, and then people keep talking Skyrim, and it's like, no, stop.
Yeah, for me, it's more. I promised my sister that I would start recording all of the numbered Elder Scrolls games when I got them all, and finally, someone got me the final piece of the puzzle today.
What you
well,
need to
if you
do
marry your
is-
sister, she'll be less disappointed when you let her down.
No.
Relationship advice from Russ.
What you need to do is slack on it for another like 3 years until Elder Scrolls 6 releases. Well, I don't have all the numbered ones. I can't do it now.
Oh, you're right. But yeah, I'm
'cause
not,
it
I'm not
won't be
taking
released on
advice from.
microwaves.
Yeah, I'm not taking advice from the person with the aunt wife.
Don't discriminate,
It's
bro.
not
Hey.
personal. It's just you.
Also, Laz, what's... Oh, never mind. I thought Laz had serious issues, but it just seemed to be a Zoom issue.
There was a really, really silly way to beat Morrowind that I saw recently, but I don't think even Flankers finished that game, and he grew up with that one, so... you know.
I finished
You
Morrowind.
grew up.
How do you beat Morrowind? I thought you just sort of like go into the nearest store, start punching people, get bored, and restart.
Yeah,
I
the
think I
character
had
creator
something
is
like
all there is, right?
1,200 hours in Morrowind. It was a lot.
Well, before you start recording,
for you, Flanker.
JS, do you know how? Do you know the ending of the game?
I do not.
Elder Scrolls games have endings?
I'm not
The
gonna
only
share
one
it.
I actually know the ending of is Skyrim.
I think I've managed to avoid Skyrim endings like all this time, so shush.
Well,
Spoilers,
the funny
man.
thing is-
Yeah, it's only been 10 years. Give me a chance to get past the tutorial.
13 now, actually.
Yeah, most people start playing an Elder Scrolls game and get about 2 quests into the main quest, and that's it.
Yeah, and then there's all those like shiny things off the side of the road.
But I was born the same year as Arena released.
Arena?
Wow, what a child.
Elder Scrolls Arena, the first one.
Oh, there seems to be a
Oh,
technical
yeah.
issue.
I honestly didn't know that was a thing.
I was born the same year that Star Wars came out.
I was born the same year I was born.
I am 30 years old now.
Right, you
Wow.
didn't have to bring
So young.
violence in as well. Get out!
Who's letting them younguns in?
Right?
The worst thing is, Arena was a worse game comparatively to like the Ultima version of that style of game.
So Flanker, am I older than you?
Physics, that is an incredibly stupid question.
No, it seems like a lot of our freaking. It seems like we grew up about the same time. In reality, I realize he's really older than Moses, but
His current identity
he's not.
may
He's
be
not
younger
even
than you.
responding at the moment.
Well, that's
Sorry,
how
but I've got a
Moses-
call. I will be back in a second. I've got to mute up for a second.
It's creating a backstory in case any of us look him up.
I thought he was going to cry over me revealing my youngness.
That's also possible.
Yeah, we're all about to go to war with you.
For being 30. I'm not even the youngest in the server. I know that much.
Oh well, I mean it's a
Cookie
pretty
didn't
big
come here
server
today.
at this point, so
Cookie's not here this week.
Back in my day. The only
dirty old
game-
hobo being very dirty and very old.
Oh, hey, I can promote it for free now because you asked me.
Back in my day, the only game we had was Pong and Pac-Man.
There's
And the
no
whole
way you're
quarter
that
to give it a
young.
try.
I didn't know Laz was my grandpappy.
Is that back when you were the dirty young hobo?
Yeah.
He wasn't even dirty at that point. He
Oh,
was
he
so
was
young.
just young hobo.
He wasn't even a hobo. He was still. No, I can't say that on stream. Actually, never mind.
A dirty degenerate.
Wow, lads, that's harsh. I was going to imply that it was doing something really young people do, like babies do. But then you
You
just
mean
went full
millennials?
mean. What was that, Fyzikz?
Hey,
You said things that babies do. I said you mean millennials?
Wow.
yeah, just wow. That hurt.
Yeah, why you got to snipe MJS like that?
It was fun.
Flanker's usually the target, not me.
Flanker's on a call.
So
Flanker's not even people.
He's not here to cry. It's not
And
fun if he's not here to cry.
Yeah, we're going to say it's not fun if he doesn't cry.
I mean, it's one when he can't defend himself.
I mean, it's always fun whether or not he can defend himself, but it's a lot more fun when he can cry.
Yeah, it's also fun when he tries to defend himself.
Well, my health just got better. I just found some aged cheese. It wasn't made by Vikings, however, it is extremely good.
That's something only Southerners would understand. Like, just ignore him.
ignore who? Sorry, what?
Exactly. I think Morrowind was actually. I'm not sure because, like, obviously Morrowind was before my time of Steam, so I can't measure my hours played. But I think Morrowind would probably be the game that would have most played if it was tracked back in those days when we still used sand-based egg timers.
Back in my day.
Skyrim was unironically my first.
Holy crap! Braxios just went straight for the heart, like shot right there in chat.
You know?
Flanker's now quickly like, oh no, I completely respond to chat all the time. Quick, type.
I'm here to cry.
But he's not here to respond to chat, just to cry.
To be fair, if Flanker's crying, do we just ignore him or just laugh?
Yes.
That depends. How relatable to Lazarus is he?
He's not relatable to Lazarus at all, so he's not cute.
Laz quickly trying to defend his relationship with Flanker there. Oh, sorry, not defend it, hide it.
Which is the typing intensifier.
Intensifies.
I don't know, but I fear the Welsh version of typing intensifies. It's probably beyond Twitch's character limit.
Could be worse. Could be Welsh intensifying.
There's not enough characters on the keyboard.
Exactly.
Or maybe there's too many because they'd only need like 4, and they'd all be L's and D's.
And W's.
Oh, Flanker's having a stroke.
Yeah, I hasn't killed him before. I'll live forever.
What was that, sweetie?
I
don't
wasn't
know.
talking to you, Laz.
It's for the ears.
But not for yours.
She's watching an ASMR thing.
Just happened. Heard a crunchy what's this? Oh, okay.
YouTube recently recommended me a thing. It recommends me the most random stuff sometimes. I'm like, why are you recommending me this? I've not had no interest. The
My problem
particular recommendation was Warhammer 40k Battlefield ASMR to sleep to.
That is rather random. Mine has been Stellaris ASMR. Like, fair enough, I do watch. Well, I always start watching Stellaris stuff. Never get very far into it before I get bored.
Because you need to restart it.
You mean your YouTube
Shut up,
actually
you.
gives
You
you
don't know me.
suggestions?
Yeah, after using it for like 10 years, it actually gives me realistic suggestions I would actually watch.
No, lately though, I made them because I had like a phase over the last few weeks where I've been really into handhelds like the Asus Ally and Steam Decks and whatnot. And then just as I was like, yeah, okay, no, I don't have a legitimate need for one of those. It would be very irresponsible for me to buy one. YouTube's like, oh, hey, every time you refresh your YouTube page, we're going to recommend 4 handheld videos.
Nice.
I think the worst part is when I still think of a handheld, I still think of like the Game Boy Advance.
Okay, Grandpa, but the children are speaking.
I mean, yeah, maybe 20 years ago.
Hey, don't talk to your elders that way.
Now,
Don't make me get off my porch.
You,
sit on your porch.
American with your shotgun.
Yeah, don't piss off old men from America.
You can tell
They're
he's
probably armed.
You can tell he's an older American because he can afford a porch.
Yeah.
And a gun.
And a shotgun.
And a house.
There's plenty of young Americans with guns.
Yeah, but none with a house.
Yeah, but it's the old Americans that are running for Congress.
At this point, if you identify yourself as an American with a gun and a house and a porch, you've basically doxed yourself.
I don't have a house. I live in an apartment and it has a little porch. So, no. But I do have
a wise old
have,
man.
Yeah, I do have weapons.
Does that make it an apporchment?
Oh, boo.
It's about the size of one.
Oh, come on. At
Fyzikz,
least I
wait,
made the joke instead of flanker.
Fyzikz, were you a Marine?
Yeah.
I wanted to get the crayon jokes in at some point. I'll save them for later.
I've got snacks right behind me, dude.
Fair enough. Well, at least you own it.
Yeah, well, you haven't noticed that at the Marine Corps? We always own those insults. Like Leatherneck started out as a... Well, Leatherneck didn't, but Jarhead started out as an insult.
Well, then you just accepted that is what you are.
We're like, yeah, I'll double down on that.
If we had brains, we wouldn't be a Marine.
I know someone who was in the Navy as a engineer for one of the nuclear submarines, and then after he left, it was when a lot of people were struggling to find a job. So on his CV, it would say trained in nuclear reactors, and he's trying to find something in the meantime while he gets himself trained for something else. So it's at like GameStop, and it's nuclear machine trained. The
Navy nukes sure don't have an issue getting a job outside.
Yeah, Crayola are always hiring.
No, they usually go work for nuclear power plants and stuff.
I think he was in California, so I don't know if there was any nearby. Because, California.
California is nuclear power, dude.
Do they?
Yeah, I love the idea of, like, hey, California. You mean California, whose largest metro area has nodding donkeys throughout the city center? That California.
California's not as great as they think they are.
You could say the same about any insert nationality or locality here.
Well, most nationalities and localities don't think that they're the... I mean, everybody thinks to a certain extent they're the best. There's some regional pride anywhere you go. That's because we're a tribal species. But California, they go above and beyond.
Yeah, but
I
they're still
actively
nowhere
believe
near
that
as good as the
English
North.
are the worst.
We are
Actually,
better than you.
It's very interesting for me, the whole California thing. Of course, I don't really have a relation to how it is in the States and stuff, so it might be like that. But like my impression of them has never been like that bad. But people talk a lot about how self-involved they are, but never actually heard a Californian be like that.
Is California west or east?
Ask them about
West.
any other state, and you'll hear them be that way.
Yeah, but that's the same for New York and
Well, New York is just East Coast California.
see. Well, I don't know. It used to be Oregon and
No, that's not New York. That's New York City.
yeah,
New York
that's fair.
City has as much stupid, unnecessary, unearned pride as the entire state of California.
Says the jealous American.
I mean,
No,
look,
I'm not jealous. I'm annoyed by them because I have to work with people from those places, and
Well,
all you
Says
hear
the
about
jealous
like
American.
they live in Washington State, working in my industry, and all. They haven't been in California or New York City since they were kids sometimes, and all you hear about is how great it was there. It's like, freaking go back.
Fyzikz, you've got to learn to respect your superiors.
And then they ask me, "Where are you from? Florida?" Oh, I gotta listen to those jokes. It's like, you ever been there? No. Shut up.
I've been to
Florida man is
Does your
angry
pet
right
alligator miss you?
I ate him.
now. That is such a Florida man thing to say.
Own it,
Can't argue with that.
Oh, my son died. Oh, who inherited this then?
At least pretend to be sad.
Uh,
Oh no!
That's what
so
I'm going to do
sad.
when my
Can't you
daughter
tell
slash
from the
wife
sound of
dies.
I don't know what kind of
daughter wife. I thought it was aunt wife.
No, I'm going to upgrade, aren't I, as she gets older?
are light horsemen not considered light cavalry? They are light cavalry.
Surely.
ooh,
Why is it I have an
stewardship
accolade?
trinkets.
My second accolade, the boldest of the nobles, has got Outrider, but I don't get the extra 2 slots for cavalry, light cavalry regiments. Does that only work for your first accolade, not your second?
Sorry, Russ, what's going on with your wife?
Don't question
do you
my
know?
wife.
Aunt,
Alright
sister,
then.
wife.
If she wants to marry her daughter, that's her thing. I will marry her too.
What?
I was generally referring to her outfit, but sure.
Oh wow, okay. Again, I'm not gonna question it because happy wife, happy life. Oh, she's possessed. That could explain a few things. Oh god, it's congenital. Let me check my daughter before I marry her.
You're gonna marry
Wait,
your
what?
daughter? Oh, right, yeah. Upgrade.
I'm doing another funeral if anybody wants to come get some free legitimacy. Again, you don't have to attend. You are not required to be here for this.
I would love to, but I don't get invites.
Laz, sorry, not Laz, MJS, it sounded like you are required to attend.
Oh,
Yeah,
I should pay more attention to the invites and make sure I get all the players invited.
yeah,
You should
I
be.
would love to attend. I really, really need to. I'm illegitimate.
I can't undo it. It's already. I clicked start as soon as I said it.
My daughter just hugged me. Clearly, she wants to marry me.
How old is she?
3?
Yeah. I mean,
That's the age of consent in Galatia. Don't judge.
Russ,
Whoa!
Russ, I
Wow.
think you're just watching too many anime. You should stop.
I wouldn't. If I ever watch anime, please shoot me.
You ever watch any of the animated
Don't
Spider-Man
say it.
movies?
Oh, sorry, Fyzikz. What was that?
The animated Spider-Man movies, or
No comment.
Because those are anime. You know that, right?
I was worried you were going to say Pokemon.
No.
Hungry Caterpillar.
Why
Want me
do
to
you
find the
watch
Hungry
Pokemon?
Caterpillar story?
Wait, Russ, didn't you play in Pal World with us?
No comment.
So you've actively engaged in live action anime.
Fyzikz, you're American. Have you heard of the Fifth Amendment?
Yeah, but it doesn't apply to you.
Well, right now, I'm self-identifying as an American.
Oh, that's not a problem. Hang on.
Quick, tax him.
Okay, no, I'm not American. No, I retract my statement. Although I imagine Americans actually pay less tax than us, so maybe I should look into that first. Flanker, what's your financial advice on this?
Dodging.
I'm a flanker, is
not
not
a
a
lot of
financial
people-
advisor.
Not a lot of people get. What do you mean dodging?
Dodging? What? Who said dodging? Is that
He
Flanker's
said
financial
only be an
advice?
American. He said only be an American if you're
Very
dodging.
hungry
What does
caterpillar.
dodging have to do with being an American? Talk about being a football player?
There you go.
Americans play football? I thought they
Right.
did hand egg.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
worse
the
hand
Americans
egg.
get confusing
Don't
soccer
change the
football with,
subject. Let
football.
him answer what the hell he meant by dodging. I don't understand that.
We were talking about taxes. Like Russ said,
Stop.
about Americans.
You
pay less
don't need to
taxes.
dodge taxes if you don't have tax laws enacted in the first place. If you just support certain campaigns, this is not financial advice.
But you do have to support them with political finances, so...
You can contribute to a pack, and if you don't want your name on it, you can contribute to a dark money pack and call yourself something like grassroots for grocery shops.
So are the super PACs the ones that don't just dodge taxes, they absorb them?
Super PACs do not dodge taxes. They are a entity for their political action committees. So you can donate to a super PAC. The super PAC can run whatever ads they like, as long as they do not. They're not meant to. It's highly illegal for them to coordinate with the candidate.
He is very hungry.
So I could run Russ if you were in the US, I could run a Russ for president campaign that you can't coordinate with me, but I can spend all my money that I get from sources I don't have to necessarily declare or transparently declare on running ads for you. But if you and I get together and you say, "Oh, could you run an ad there?" That is massively illegal. But me just running ads, like doing a hit job on some of your political rivals, is perfectly legal.
After streaming, you should coordinate on things that are totally legal.
I definitely
And when I
approve
become
of Russ for
president, I will totally not give you some taxpayer money.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not eligible to be president, sir. I
Well,
believe
fine,
you
we
have
just need a
to
bigger
be an
super PAC.
octogenarian and shuffling. It's not less of a run, more of a shuffle for president now.
No, you
if-
actually have to have been born in the U.S. to be president. You can
Indeed.
If Flanker gives me enough money, I will
You
have been
could
born
be-
in the United States. It's
Not if
fine.
you want to be
could
a
be-
governor, though.
You could be naturalized and have any other position.
Mhm.
President, you have to have been born here. You could be a senator, a congressman. You could be a governor. You could be a mayor.
Yeah,
you could,
you could be the governor of California. Like,
Well, you could be the governor of any state. Any other position, you could be. You have to be a naturalized citizen. But
Fyzikz,
to be the president, you have to have been born here.
Fyzikz, if you put down the crayons for a moment, you'll realize that enough money will buy me an American.
It didn't for
Citizenship.
Obama. I said that wrong. Obama was born here.
yeah,
I
Obama
didn't
was
hear it
born there.
properly, but
It
I know that
didn't for
Who was it?
Schwarzenegger.
No, yeah, Schwarzenegger. It didn't for
Hmm.
Schwarzenegger. And he
Although-
had his money and Kennedy money backing him.
Yeah, although that combination is nothing compared to like Koch
Compared to
brothers
Blanco.
or actual
Well,
billionaires.
yeah, there are people with more money, but I'm saying that's a lot of money
Oh,
for
yeah.
Russ to say he could buy himself into. being born in the U.S.
Look, Russ owns 400 properties on his street, where he is, which is about the
Unfortunately,
same as the
they're kind of
level
in
of
the
packet of
north,
crisps. So-
Yeah.
Because in the U.S., since there's only 2 real parties, everything is so in your face politically. Like everything, they're gonna research everything about you. They're gonna find out. Like, look, like as an example, what I should have said is, look what happened to Obama. Look how much his history was brought up and and questioned, and how many times.
Yeah, I'm not even American,
you-
and I know
you-
how in your face American politics are.
yeah. The fact that you're in the UK, you know that just shows.
I could be under a rock, and I would still know all about American politics.
All I
So,
know
yeah.
about American politics has been against my will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Said literally every other Earthling ever.
Well, no, I don't know why. You guys just don't turn off the news. That's what most Americans have done at this
I
point.
don't even watch the news, and I still get it force-fed to me.
How did I get pikes? What?
Americans.
No, I don't.
I
Think
didn't bring
Americans
it
have
up.
pikes.
A bunch of Brits brought it up.
That
Yeah,
is
I'm
a
not-
fair point.
I just corrected your inaccuracy.
I blame Russ for this one.
See you, Braxius.
Somehow I inherited Indian archers as my men-at-arms, and I don't know what happened.
I mean, it's just as well that law exists, Fyzikz, because you could have very well ended up with one of our former prime ministers as your president. It was a serious consideration that they would run in US politics or move to the US. Although,
That's it. You don't have to look really hard to see it wasn't gonna work.
no.
Let's read this 3-page document called the Constitution. Oh, must be born
The problem
in the
is,
US.
I don't know how many people that are born in the US that have never read past the 3rd line, or even all of the 2nd. Like, it's just.
I think most Americans only know about the right to bear arms, right?
That's
and freedom
not
of
in the
speech.
Constitution.
Yeah, it's not.
That's in the Bill of Rights.
Yep.
But that
That's
begs the
got the
question.
first 10
Oh, it
amendments.
finished quick, didn't it?
That does beg the question, though.
You tired?
What do all those armless bears do now?
Are you telling tall tales?
Mostly go extinct if we're talking about like bears in California.
Would you like something else on? What would you like?
I think with Russ was asking for that sequiny number, Laz.
Which number?
The sequiny one. Yeah, the
Really?
What?
That's only for you, Flanker.
Okay, well, I feel special now.
Thanks for the legitimacy.
You're welcome. I need some more. There's someone else I could bury. Must bury everybody.
Have you tried holding funerals while people are still alive?
I think I need to hire Laz to give me somebody else to bury.
Happy to do so because I want to build a castle.
Yeah, I'm out of bodies.
Does that have to be a close relative?
I don't want you to kill anyone right now. He's like, but I want to build a castle.
Well, your sister is quite easy to kill, 72%.
What'd you say about my sister?
What did you say?
Easy to kill.
Yeah, but that falls after easy.
He said his sister was easy.
Look. Look at my character and look at his family tree. Look at his siblings. You might notice something. Laz has done plenty of work on his siblings.
I've been here before. Right, I need to drop out, boys.
Oh, no worries. Also, that's a 15-minute warning for the end of the game, guys.
Man, it's been that long already.
Time flies when you bully flanker.
I mean, truly.
He said with a long drawn-out sigh.
No, that'll be because I made the mistake of looking up property prices in other areas of the country.
Come live in the north with me. I've got a garage. It's got a leaky roof, but you can have it for like £10 a month.
Look, Bud, if I were...
You can hear him considering it, can't you?
I'm a Scot. If I was single, that would...
That's why you should have married a nice wee Scottish lass.
I'm very happy with the choices made. I married up. Because plan is very tall.
That, Ross.
Yeah, you're welcome, MJS. Like I say, it's a leaky roof, and there's a lot of fuzz growing on the floor.
Hey, MJ, what's your character's name?
Alex. I'm infirm and melancholic. Hopefully I'll die soon.
Are you... I don't see Alex on my list of people I can invite to this.
Damn it, Duke Alex of Navarra. I blame Flanker.
I think maybe because you're probably really sick.
I'm not sick.
Oh, I thought you were dying pretty soon. Oh,
I'm infirm and melancholic.
Oh, you're infirm. I can't invite you to a hunt if you're infirm.
Why not?
You might become the prey.
You're infirm.
Okay, and
you're not a valuable member of society anymore.
I never have been.
Well, okay.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
Starting on. I made it all the way across my land to give you guys the best chance to get there as possible.
I've made it to someone in Lazarus territory. They had a hunt. I've made it there. That's fine. As long as Laz isn't there, it'll be a good party.
It's probably going to be next session before this hunt goes off.
Oh, I never did find another game to play.
What, while playing this, like you normally do, did you get tired of fishing?
Pretty much. No. I just got tired of WoW. Like, what the F was I thinking?
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah.
If this was like 2004, then yeah, WoW would be the place to be. But apparently it's not 2004.
Hey, WoW was a good game. That's how it got to be so big. It was a good game.
No, it was not. Fyzikz, go and play Season of Discovery, which is like an improved version of WoW Classic.
I played hardcore for a while before it came out as official hardcore, when it was just a freaking mod, not a mod. Whatever.
Was that actually based on like legitimate WoW Classic though?
Yeah, it was WoW Classic.
And it was, again, effing terrible.
Honestly, enjoyed WoW Classic.
No, I need to have a flanker run right now. Like, I enjoyed WoW back in the day, but going back and playing it now, I honestly don't understand how anybody tolerated that. Like, it just disrespects your time so much. They give you a quest, go
MMO,
halfway across the world, and it takes you 2 hours real time. Probably exaggerated, but it feels like 2 hours.
And then it depends on where you're going. Sometimes it is 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to go back, and then back again, and it's just like.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to. Sometimes they give you quests because you're getting near the level of that area, and they'll give you a quest to go to a new area, and that's basically saying, hey, you might be near. Once you're done here, this is the next place for you to go to start getting levels. You don't have to.
There are a select handful of quests that are exactly like that, but honestly, it made it more like an adventure, like an proper RPG, rather than go here and back for 5 minutes, go kill 3 things, bring it back, and ad infinitum like freaking Final Fantasy XIV. That's unbearable.
It felt like an adventure until you got there, with the benefit of hindsight, and realized, wait, I just spent an hour doing this, and I get like 1% of a level worth of XP. And maybe it leads to a new questing area, or maybe it just says, oh, thank you for bringing me this package. Now take this package back to the person who sent you here in the first place. And then you get back to the person who sent you
package
there.
Things like that, I know exactly which quest you're talking about that too. The package thing like that is one of the breadcrumb quests.
No, the worst part is, I'm not referring to any specific quest. I'm referring to many of them. Honestly, I just don't understand. Like, if someone did this these days, they'd be like, ain't nobody got time for that. It is shocking how much they waste your time. Every quest, run all the way over here. You have no mount, you're too low level for that, you filthy casual. Get max level, then we'll give you a mount. And then you get there, they send you back, and then they send you somewhere else. And all you're doing every time is bringing boar eyes or something. And by the way, not every boar has eyes. In fact, they have like 0.1 eye per boar. And it just never ends. It's the entire game. It is shocking.
It was about exploration and about enjoying the game and seeing the entirety of the game. Nowadays, people don't want to enjoy what they spend all their money on.
I think also,
speaking of spending all their money on, it takes you a year at £10 a month to enjoy all that, going backwards and forwards.
Like that game that just came out.
I can go
last
from
Friday,
level 1 to 6 to that in much quicker than that.
The single
well,
player
you also
RPG,
like it is
God.
a game that takes a long time to,
Yeah, it takes a long time to make meaningful progress, but all the time they give you just that little bit of dopamine, just that little bit.
But like I've tried to say a few times now, that single player RPG that just came out last week, I forgot the name of it. You guys might know it. It doesn't matter. It just came out last week, and I was watching someone else play it on Sunday, and it came out like Thursday or Friday. It'd been out 4 days, and he was like, and someone jumped in and he's like, "Is this your first run through?" I'm like, really? I would assume at this point it's everybody's first run through, but no, there's people that have already played. They're on their 4th run through already.
I think there's a couple of things to bear in mind. One is that the competition for games at the time, like what else was there that would give you that online interactive experience? I think we're very spoiled now.
Came out?
Yeah. Ultima Online, that's what I played.
Ultima Online, EverQuest, and Star Wars Galaxy are already out by then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if you look at all games of like the availability of all games, there was just a lot there was a lot fewer things to spend your time on, and the reason I think people get shirty about the number of hours that they spend in those games now is because if you're a kid when you're playing that first, then you had all the time in the world. Like, let's face it, even if you're doing homework, you're finished by 5. You don't have to worry about.
Neither one of us was a kid when WoW came out.
Yeah, look. Hey, man, I'm trying here. But I think that like people have had more time and would dig into fewer franchises. Which is also why, like, if you were a shooter, you could tell which of like 4 games that you enjoyed playing first-person shooters. There were about 4 MMOs, which is is still crazy. The number of they're supported 4 financially successful MMOs. So people were just more into it for the community side of things, not just looking to complete the quest. And now there are a lot more options where you can do community stuff outside of a game and still be gaming with your friends with a far shorter pickup time.
Yes. Like, what brought me back to WoW was raiding with people. And I did it right at the end of Season of Discovery, Season 2. And where they didn't care, like, the content was so face roll, you could just be AF. I was a negative to the group. And it didn't matter, but it was fine. You know, you just chatting, like making new friends and whatnot. But then the new season dropped, and it's actually kind of hard, and it requires commitment. And I'm just like, no, I'm not even employed, and I don't have time for that. If I want to play with friends, I'll just like come and play whatever with you guys, where I can just pick up the game. It doesn't matter, just shoot things in the face. It's fine.
I think also there's like the number of hours people work, like in general, has gone up as pay has not. So there's like the amount of free time you have. Yeah, basically. And if like there are games that you might want the experience of, but like I stopped playing the Elder Scrolls line of games at Morrowind because I played literally like I think 12 or 1300 hours on Morrowind. I loved that game, and I got Skyrim and I was like, yeah, and I was like, no, I just don't have time to do that again. I just don't. I've still got Skyrim sealed, like from the day I bought it on release day. I was like, what am I doing? I don't have the number of hours because I was commuting halfway across the country at the time as well. I just like, I'm sure it's fantastic, but just never got to play it because I just didn't have the hours. And not everyone is lucky enough to have like even like 4 or 5 hours in a week all at the same time to themselves.
Yeah, like I said, like I'm not employed, but between modding your community and just, like, living, there's just not enough hours in the day. I had to skip my shower today because there was so much stuff going on in the Discord.
I genuinely nearly fell off my chair.
Is Pirate Software hiring?
You should go ask.
Does he want a mod?
But what if he has expectations?
Yeah. He's not going to get a good mod. I mean, Russ is better than Wagley, but I mean, she doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
It did always. It's always made me smile the way that some streamers have mods in their community that they treat like they employ those people, which they do not. And like it's like the old WoW raids thing. You weren't there for my 4 till 6 stream. Okay, you're not paying them. They're not an employee. If they're an employee, you can have that opinion. If not, like what the frick, man? It's everyone's spare time.
Chat, like I want to say things about the guild, but he's actually an officer. I didn't realize that when he conscripted me. And I'm not sure if he's familiar with the phrase that snitches get stitches. But like I've been on the fence. At one point I decided, right, I'm going to get max level for Season of Discovery and I'm going to raid with these guys. And then as soon as I decided that, my motivation to play the game just disappeared and it became a chore. But I got to max level, started raiding with them. Even after trying to back out, they were having none of it because they just wanted more people for the new season because the player count requirements is going up. So I powered through, and then immediately, like, as soon as the level requirement increased, I was like, ugh, not again.
See, when I did, like, I used to be a raider for a while and stuff like that, but I had strict rules, like, I was the tank. You're like, dude, I'm only raiding twice a week, and don't expect me to do anything else.
I tried that as a DPS.
Is my
people
thing.
Like, no, that's not good enough.
Well, that's the thing. As a tank, I could do that. There are.
Yeah, I guess you could because it wasn't so easy to replace you. I guess.
No, and if you know the fights and you're a decent tank, then yeah, you're in. You can do whatever. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, we're actually at time, guys. Like, that genuinely went way faster.
It did. Like,
I really enjoy our Wednesday games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fair.
because WoW is such a time sink, just talking about it just erodes time like nothing else.
Yeah, you spend more time in CK3 every week than you. If you spend the amount of time in WoW as you spend in CK3 every week, you'd be a great player.
If WoW was as much fun as CK3, maybe I'd do it. Or if WoW just felt like less of a chore, running backwards and forwards,
and
backwards
that's
and
another thing,
forwards.
though. The raids, or the raiding, or even the dungeons at the high level of WoW, they're not hard at the lowest level. Don't stand and poop. If you're gonna try to go for the heroic and mythic, then it starts becoming a job.
But for Season of Discovery, they've kind of changed it as well.
Yeah,
Right, we're stopping because otherwise I'm declaring more wars.
I have to stop because it is actually, joking aside, is date night and I haven't seen Plan properly for 2 days. So
no one told you couldn't pause it and start shutting down while you finish.
I did a screenshots of the players in Grand Strategy. We're doing very well.
nice. Yeah. Have you put there's like Russ and me, and then there's and then there's some other like smaller empires.
Ank's just trying to make us feel inadequate.
I mean, all of us combined aren't half of his size.
No, you're right.
Like
we could all fit in a tenth of his empire.
We could all fit in a letter of his empire.
I'm more disappointed that he's going toward India and not doing a relentless push west, so that way he can,
I kind of wanted space for you guys, so I decided to go south first. I think I'm gonna stop about Caucasus.
No, he's saying he's surprised you didn't finish Tengen and all that. Finish the whole East.
What if we have Ank's game crisis?
Huh? What?
Yeah,
is the end game crisis.
Cleave through Khazaria and challenge the Byzantines, whose entire empire consists of 279 soldiers at this moment.
What? Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about the problem is I liked Khazaria for a long time, and I kind of wanted to just pace myself westwards.
I'm understanding that to mean you want to build up everywhere else so you can attack us better.
No, I just wanted to go I was like, India sounds fun. That wasn't really that complicated.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for coming and hanging out as we've played some Crusader Kings and through all of our games today. If you were here earlier, there's the video on demand up for Bellwright, which is within the Age of Empires video over on YouTube. We've also played some Manor-Lords, and I'll be getting some more Manor-Lords again very soon. We're going to go raiding. Wednesdays are my evening off, where I take a couple of hours off work as well as streaming. So I'm going to send you on over to another awesome streamer, or an awesome streamer. So you've at least had one today, who is currently, looks like they're currently continuing their war tales we raided them earlier with. So if you wouldn't mind coming with me on a wee raid, we're going to go and raid Caveman Rue. I'm sure you're going to enjoy his content. He's got a warband going through. If you're into games like Mordheim or the XCOM, it's War Tales is kind of got that sort of Battle Brothers, that sort of a feel. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy his content. If you're watching on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind doing me an enormous favor and hitting the like, subscribe and ring that bell icon, it helps more than you would know. I know, truly appreciate it as we're trying to get to our 1,000 subs. But I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll leave you all to enjoy your time with Caveman Rube. If you do find yourself at a loose end, you can check out Gaming.Buzz at Gaming.Buzz. Thank you all, and good night. Let's go raiding on a wee flank attack. Bye-bye for now.
I see, old chap. I think those raiders mean to do us harm.